The rain-slicked cobblestones in London, the flash of paparazzi cameras cutting through the gray afternoon, a sudden, tense hush in the crowd as two figures slipped past the velvet rope.
Oh, totally.
The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, a whispered rumor suddenly became front-page news. And just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
It really did.
Welcome to StarScope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And for this deep dive, we have a really fascinating mission for you guys. We're looking at a huge stack of recent sources.
Yeah.
I mean, everything from TMZ to Variety, the Oxford Mail, Billboard, just to explore this really wild cinematic contrast.
Yeah, it's such a contrast, right?
Exactly. We are tracking Ariana Grande hitting the absolute, dizzying peak of her career while simultaneously and very aggressively, honestly, locking down her personal life.
Right, fighting off hackers and everything.
Yeah, fighting dark web hackers and, running back to a very familiar flame. So our goal today is to figure out exactly what it looks like when a modern superstar decides to just, pull the plug on the public's access to her life.
I am so ready to get into this because to understand what is happening with Ariana right now, we really have to start with the headline that basically broke the internet over the last few days.
Oh, it was everywhere.
Literally everywhere. So the title that sent fans into an absolute tailspin reads, Ariana Grande and Ricky Alvarez spark romance buzz with cozy London stroll.
Which is just wild to think about.
Right. And looking at who she is choosing to surround herself with at this exact moment, it really feels like the skeleton key to understanding her current mindset.
It absolutely is. I mean, it's the anchor to the whole story.
Yeah.
If you don't understand this London stroll, you just won't understand the lawsuits or the career cancellations that follow it.
Exactly. So for those of you who might need a quick refresher on your 2015 pop culture history, Ricky Alvarez is Ariana's ex-boyfriend.
Yes, from way back.
Yeah, he was a backup dancer on her honeymoon tour. And famously, he was name-dropped in that iconic culture-shifting track, Thank You, Next.
Oh, the original lyric.
Right, the original lyric was, wrote some songs about Ricky, now I listen and laugh.
Right, so it was a relationship that ended roughly a decade ago. It was seemingly relegated to pop music history, right? Just wrapped up neatly with a bow and a #1 single.
But history has a funny way of repeating itself, or well, at least remixing itself. Let's set the scene for you guys. Ariana is currently in London for a massive 10-night, completely sold-out residency at the O2 Arena.
Which is huge.
Massive. It's part of her Eternal Sunshine Tour. And I can only imagine the sheer pressure of performing for, 20,000 screaming people night after night?
Oh, it's exhausting just thinking about it.
So what does she do to escape the madness? Well, according to the Oxford Mail, Ariana and Ricky retreated to the exclusive Soho farmhouse in the Cotswolds for a 48-hour getaway.
And we really need to emphasize what a place like Soho Farmhouse actually represents.
It's not just a hotel, right?
No, not at all. This isn't just a nice place to stay. It is a highly guarded, incredibly exclusive members-only club out in the British countryside. They have strict no-photo policies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's designed specifically for people of her stratospheric fame level to just exist without the constant threat of a smartphone camera in their face.
Which paints this beautifully cinematic picture, honestly. You have Ricky Alvarez, this LA-based dancer and photographer, fully embracing British country life.
Right, totally out of his element, but loving it.
Yeah. Sources say he was out there going clay pigeon shooting on the complex. Meanwhile, Ariana is keeping a very low profile, laying low at the on-site spa.
Very on brand for her.
Totally. Oh, and just as a fun side note, Sabrina Carpenter was apparently also staying there, having casually arrived via helicopter.
I mean, as one does when you're a reigning pop princess, right?
Literally.
But it creates this very insulated, highly exclusive bubble of calm amidst the storm of a global tour.
But they didn't stay in the bubble. And this is where it gets really interesting to me. They decided to let the world in just a little bit.
The soft launch.
Yes. We got what the internet calls a soft launch. Ariana posted an Instagram photo dump, and tucked right in there were photos of them in matching white tops.
So subtle, but so loud.
Exactly. But the part where the fandom truly lost their collective minds was the tattoo. During her first London show, Ariana debuted a brand new collarbone tattoo that reads, I do love you.
And the fans, who are essentially elite digital detectives at this point, they immediately matched it to the exact same tattoo on Ricky's chest.
Wait, they have matching tattoos now?
Yes. And she even tagged him right over the tattoo in her Instagram post.
Wow, and if that visual cue wasn't loud enough, she actually changed the lyrics to "Thank You" next live on stage at the O2.
I saw that clip. It was crazy.
Yeah, instead of "Now I Listen and Laugh," she swapped it to "Wrote some songs about Ricky, I know he's still got my back," and then added, "Now they still kind of slap, and we always find our way back."
That is a huge statement.
It is. Now, I have to push back on this a little bit because I am trying to make sense of the psychology here. Tracking this relationship feels like reading a celebrity's diary through their tattoos and lyric changes.
Oh, completely.
But from a human standpoint, isn't it a massive risk to return to a 2015 romance? I mean, going backwards rarely works out. Why would a superstar with unlimited options choose to return to someone she dated a decade ago?
Well, that is exactly the question we should be asking. If we connect this to the bigger picture, you have to look at the timeline. This isn't just a nostalgic fling, you know?
What is it then?
It's a search for profound grounding. Think about what Ricky represents to her. He was there during the honeymoon tour in 2015. That was before the most intense periods of her global scrutiny.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Right. It was before Manchester. It was before Mac Miller's passing. It was before the really heavy, life-altering traumas she's endured in the public eye over the last few years.
Wow. Okay, so he knew her before the world really knew her. Like he knew a version of her that maybe she's trying to get back in touch with.
Precisely. Returning to Ricky is a strategic return to a known safe harbor. When you are operating at the altitude she is currently at, the air gets very thin.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the pressure.
You need someone who tethers you to the ground. Someone who doesn't just see the megastar, but just sees the 20-something they knew a decade ago. It's a psychological anchor in a storm she knows is only getting worse.
But while the romance is heating up in the English countryside, another part of Ariana's life is about to go completely dark. Later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming.
Because that desire for a safe harbor in her personal life makes total sense when you look at how aggressively her professional boundaries are shifting right now.
Which brings us to The Great Escape. I'm looking at this stack of sources, and it just seems entirely contradictory. She's at the absolute peak of her career. How unprecedented is it for someone to just walk away at this specific altitude?
Honestly, it's almost unheard of. To put it in perspective, let's look at what the industry calls a royal flush. According to Billboard, her 8th studio album, Pedal, just debuted at #1.
Unbelievable.
And this is her 7th chart-topping album. All 12 tracks hit the top 40 in a single week. The lead single, Hate That I Made You Love Me, hit #1 on the Hot 100.
So she's just dominating music completely.
Completely. And on top of conquering the music world, she just crossed over into prestige television. She got her first Primetime Emmy nomination for her role as Glinda in Wicked, One Wonderful Night.
So she has dominated music and television in the exact same cycle. She has entirely monopolized pop culture.
Exactly, which is why the next move is so jarring for everyone.
Right, because despite this massive, unprecedented success, Ariana announced that this 10-night London O2 residency will be her last major public performance for a while.
Just stopping entirely.
Yeah. Her representatives confirmed she is officially taking a, quote, step back from visibility and public-facing work after the tour ends on September 1st.
That's a huge deal.
It is. But she didn't just cancel future concerts. I was stunned reading Variety because she pulled out of major theatrical commitments, too.
Oh, the West End play.
Yeah. She dropped out of the highly anticipated West End revival of the Stephen Sondheim musical Sunday in the Park with George. And she was supposed to star opposite Jonathan Bailey.
And we really need to pause here for a second to explain the mechanics of what dropping out of a West End or Broadway production actually means in this industry. Usually, that is considered a massive professional risk.
Right, because, I mean, millions of dollars are tied up in casting, right?
Millions of dollars, yes, but also incredibly complex scheduling and theater leases. When a marquee star attaches their name to a revival, investors open their checkbooks immediately.
So dropping out?
Dropping out late in the game sends absolute shockwaves through the production. It forces emergency recasting, it can spook the investors, and historically, it earns you a reputation as being difficult or unreliable in the theatrical community. Yeah, so the fact that she is willing to absorb that reputational risk and walk away from a prestige project with Jonathan Bailey shows exactly how serious she is about this boundary.
It's like she suddenly realized she owns the casino. For years, she played by the house rules, you know. doing the press tours, the endless promotions, the grueling theater rehearsals.
Oh, I didn't claim the gang.
But now she's cashing out her chips at the absolute peak of the night and changing the locks on the doors.
That is a perfect way to look at it.
Yeah.
And naturally, the public reaction to this has been intense. Following the release of the Pedal music video, there has been endless online scrutiny and speculation about her health and her appearance.
People just wouldn't leave it alone.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Fans and commentators have been dissecting every frame, projecting their own narratives onto her decision to step back.
But Ariana actually addressed this directly, right? Like, she didn't let the internet write the narrative for her.
She didn't. To understand why she's leaving the casino, you really have to listen to the speech she gave to her fans during her Chicago show.
What did she say?
She explicitly stated that this step back was not a reactive or impulsive decision to the recent body shaming or the online noise. She actually called it a thoughtful and empowered plan that she made a long time ago.
That distinction is huge, because we often assume that if a celebrity steps back, they've been chased away by the mob. But Ariana is asserting that she is choosing boundary setting over burnout.
Exactly. She recognized that the machinery of being a global pop star, the endless album cycles, the tours, the media appearances, the plays, it's a conveyor belt that will just grind you down if you don't find the off switch.
Yeah, you have to protect yourself.
Right. She has the power to say, I've given you enough, now I'm keeping the rest for myself.
If you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead. Because while she is choosing boundary setting, enforcing those boundaries requires a real fight.
Oh, a major fight.
And that's not even the wildest part. Wait until you hear the legal and political battle she's fighting behind closed doors.
Because stepping back from the public eye doesn't mean she's just sitting quietly in the Cotswolds letting people walk all over her. It's actually the exact opposite.
Which brings us to the final piece of this puzzle. This retreat from visibility isn't passive at all. Ariana is actively, aggressively fighting to protect her boundaries, her art, and her voice.
Yes.
She is currently taking John Doe hackers to court and publicly going to war over the political use of her music. Let's start with the hackers.
This part is so intense.
It is. According to reports from the New York Times and Billboard, Ariana filed a major lawsuit in Los Angeles against unidentified hackers who infiltrated her producers' and photographers' accounts.
The scale of this is just wild.
It's crazy. In 2023 alone, 45 unreleased tracks were stolen and sold on the dark web. That includes a fan-favorite bootleg track called Fantasize.
Right, which went viral.
Exactly. Can you explain the mechanics of a leak like this? Like, why is this such a big deal beyond just the obvious privacy invasion?
Well, it's devastating on multiple levels. When an unreleased track is stolen and sold on the dark web, it completely derails the meticulously planned machinery of an album rollout.
Oh, because they've planned everything out.
Exactly. The label has spent millions on marketing strategies, release dates, exclusive partnerships. A leak just ruins all of that momentum. But more importantly, from an artist's perspective, it is a massive violation of creative autonomy.
Because the work isn't actually finished yet.
Right. Hackers often gain access through phishing scams that target the artist's inner circle, like producers, engineers, or photographers, to gain access to their cloud storage.
That is so invasive.
It is. And what they steal are often rough drafts, vocal warm-ups, or experimental tracks that the artist never intended for public consumption.
Oh, wow. So it's not even the final product.
No. Imagine someone breaking into your house, stealing your rough draft of a novel, and publishing it before you've even edited the first chapter. You are being robbed of the right to present your art on your own terms.
I'd be furious.
Anyone would be. That is why she is taking legal action against these John Doe hackers. She is fighting to regain control over her own creative process.
And that protective boundary extends to her completed work as well, specifically how it's used in the political sphere.
Yes, and we need to look at exactly what happened here.
Right, and just to be super clear for you guys listening, we are totally just reporting this neutrally based on the sources. We aren't taking sides or endorsing any viewpoints. We're just sharing the events as they were reported.
Exactly.
So, according to Deadline, the Trump campaign recently utilized two of our tracks, We Can't Be Friends and Dandelion, in some anti-trans TikTok videos.
Right.
And Ariana immediately responded publicly on social media. She commented, quote, "Never use my music again. Also, your truth is false."
A very direct response.
Very. And following her statement, she had her record label immediately step in and work to remove the unauthorized audio from those videos.
It's a very swift, unequivocal response. It's a clear line in the sand regarding how her intellectual property is utilized, regardless of the political landscape.
Right, she just won't allow it.
Yeah, she is enforcing strict governance over where her voice is heard and what specific messages it is attached to.
If we synthesize everything we've explored in this deep dive, a very clear picture emerges. It's not just a series of random tabloid headlines,
Not at all.
Reconnecting with Ricky Alvarez in the English countryside, stepping down from a prestigious West End play, suing international hackers, and legally stopping political campaigns. These are the coordinated actions of a megastar finally reclaiming total autonomy over her life and her legacy.
For years, she belonged to the fans, to the charts, to the massive media machinery. Now she is aggressively defining where Ariana Grande, the pop product, ends and Ariana, the human being, begins.
I love that.
She's taking the pen back and writing her own script.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because honestly, the way she is navigating this is fascinating.
It really is. And I want to leave you guys with a final provocative thought to mull over, something that builds on everything we've seen in these sources.
Let's hear it.
We live in an era where fans and the media demand 24/7 access to celebrities. We want their morning routines on TikTok, their unfiltered thoughts on Twitter, their every move documented.
We want all of it, all the time.
Exactly. So is Ariana Grande's aggressive boundary setting, the lawsuits, the career pauses, the private romantic getaways, is this the new blueprint for pop star survival?
Now that's interesting.
Can a modern superstar truly disappear in the digital age? Or does the mystery just make us press our faces closer to the glass and watch them even more intently?
That is such a compelling question, because you think about that image of her slipping past the cameras on those rain-slick London cobblestones. The more she retreats into the shadows, the brighter the flashes seem to get.
Yeah, it's a paradox.
It really is. You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.